Huh. Mail time. Wonder what's inside. Actually, you guys probably already know. It's a light address label for your home that's completely solar powered. So let's go ahead and do an unboxing. First thing out of the box, not too exciting, but very important. We have our screws and mounting hardware. This appears to be stainless steel, which is awesome because if you're going to have this outdoors, most likely, if it wasn't stainless steel, they would rust. So that's really nice to have. Next up, the main attraction, the actual unit itself. You can see it's a pretty good size. It's not obnoxiously large, but it's not like super tiny where like people aren't going to see your address from really far away. So I like it. But it's made up of a few different components, so let's go through that. First of all, it has a built-in 18650 battery. For those of you that couldn't care less about that, that's actually a great thing. If the batteries ever die on this 10 years down the road, those batteries are super easy to find. There's a little hatch where you can easily replace them as well. So good move for those guys, not installing some sort of proprietary LiPo battery or whatever. I think that was a good move. On the top here, we have a solar panel, which functions as two things. One, it charges the 18650 battery, which is great. And two, it acts as a switch. So it detects when it's bright out and it detects when there's not enough light. And when there's no light, it then turns on and it operates all this fun stuff down here, which we'll get into in a moment. You guys probably already know what this section is for, so I don't really need to explain that, but it's where your numbers and letters go. We'll maybe cover that a bit later too. Just underneath that, we have a series of LEDs surrounding an infrared motion sensor. There is a function switch here, and there's 3 different modes. Now, if we click mode number 1, it's going to flash because it's going to be like, hey, it's daytime. I'm not going to turn on and waste my batteries, otherwise I won't be on at night. So I'm going to fake nighttime by covering this up. As you can see, the main panel illuminates, which is true of all of these modes because you want your pizza delivery to show up. You don't want to turn that off, obviously. On the bottom, we see this series of LEDs going quite bright. And in the first mode, they're on full brightness for 15 seconds without motion. They'll turn off. So as long as you keep moving underneath, those will turn on. Mode number 2 is kind of like mode number 1, but the full brightness is on only in motion, and then when people walk away, it dims. It doesn't turn off completely. And mode number 3, the bottom lights just dim. They're on all the time. There's no motion effect in play. It just is what it is. Now I wanted to show you guys what the motion detection feature looks like. So in this example, it doesn't detect motion, so it's going to dim the lights. And in another example, it's detecting no motion until I move, and then the lights turn on. It's a really nice feature. Sorry my camera doesn't do it justice. Also included in the pack is this little grid system. It's meant to just help you line up the numbers to keep them centered and square when you put them on, just so it doesn't look all funny and janky. Speaking of the numbers, they include an overwhelming amount of giant vinyl stickers. I think there's 2 entire alphabets and there's 3 sheets of numbers. Basically, if you have an address, you can spell it out on there. And really, what more is there to say about such a simple product? It's stylish, it does the job, and at a good price. So if you're interested in something like this, I recommend considering it. Thanks for watching, guys.